Every Friday night, right, we give the following bracha to our children. Right, for the boys, for our sons, we say Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim u'Menashe. Right, that you should be like Ephraim and Menashe. Right, but to the daughters, we say right, Yisimcha Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel and Leah. Right, for the daughters, we highlight the imahot. Right, why don't we do the same? Right, for our sons, why don't we say be like Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? Right, what is special and unique about Ephraim and Menashe, right, that so warrants the bracha? Right, now it happens to be we ask that question. We don't actually have a next generation of women, so we're kind of stuck with the imahot, not chas v'shalom, stuck. But the question is certainly right for our sons. Why Ephraim and Menashe? So the two famous answers, and then I'll give you a third, but each of them has value. Is that Ephraim and Menashe are the first Jews to be raised in Galus, right, in exile, with foreign culture and influences in societies, and they stay true and committed, right, to the Torah of Yaakov, to the Torah of Yosef, to Jewish values and traditions, even in exile, and therefore the bracha that we give our children, and this bracha is initiated, right, for the most part in the exile communities, is that you should be like Ephraim and Menashe. You should not succumb to the assimilation, to the influences around you, the societal influences pulling you away from Judaism. And therefore be like Ephraim and Menashe, and we should mean that for sure, right? The other is, and maybe this leads to the third, said half in jest, but probably meant seriously. The only two brothers that actually get along, right? The other brothers have issues. We'd like the family to be, right, at peace, together, not fighting, not selling one another into slavery, certainly not like Yitzhak and Yishmael, Yaakov and Esav. Right? That also is a good bracha. But if you look in the Chumash, right, the Chumash with a combination of words or a connection of words has very important message to tell us. Right? Yaakov says, he actually tells us, "Vayirachem bayom ahu lemor, b'cha yivarech Yisrael lemor." Right? He blessed them that day, saying, "Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim u'Menashe." Right? Yisimcha Elohim. Right? That's like Ephraim and Menashe. Hashem should place them. Right? That's a strange verb. It should have said, "V'cha yivarech Yisrael lemor." Right? Jews will be blessed, right? Lihiyot ke'Ephraim u'Menashe, like to be like Ephraim and Menashe. Or Hashem should make them like Ephraim and Menashe. Why the word Yisimcha Elohim, right? To mean Hashem will make them or have them be like, but use the word that means place, right? That is an odd choice of word, unless it's meant to throw us back to a previous episode, right? And that is right before the brachos are given. It says, "Vayasem et Ephraim lifnei Menashe," right? That Yosef puts Ephraim before Menashe. Right? Yaakov puts his hands on Ephraim before Menashe. Right? But that Vayasem to Yisimcha seemed to connect the two. Right? What's the connection? What are we meant to learn? So here it's very possible that the lesson is important, right? And it goes as follows. Yaakov makes a mistake, right, by showing favoritism to Yosef. Yosef kind of continues that mistake by showing it off, and it leads to this terrible tension and fighting and hatred between the brothers, the sale, attempted, right, attempting that maybe they'll kill him, maybe they'll sell him, trick their father. That was not good. On the other hand, right, what we see throughout Chumash is that it's not necessarily the firstborn that gets, right, the Bechorah, the first, right, the rights, the control, continuation. Right? It is Yaakov over Esav. It is Yitzchak over Yishmael, right? Almost to teach us that you're not born into something. You don't get something just because you're born first. You have to deserve it. You have to be worth, right? Inheriting the mantle of leadership, spiritual, right? The monarchy. You have to be worth it. You don't just get it because you're born first, right? And where that leaves us is that's an important lesson. You have to appreciate that lesson, and it has to be put into place in a manner in which it will be accepted. Right? If Yaakov was indeed going to choose Yosef, that would be okay, but maybe the manner of showing favoritism was wrong. And maybe the explanation and certainly the reaction of the brothers was wrong. What you see by Ephraim and Menashe, right? Vayasem et Ephraim lifnei Menashe. Yaakov puts Ephraim first and tells him he's going to be better than his brother, right? Some part of your brain says, Yaakov, don't do it again. You're repeating the same mistake. And part of your brain says, no, this is the pattern, right? Yosef has to understand, and Yaakov knows, and his kids should realize that, yes, maybe Ephraim is just meant to be a little bit better than Menashe, like Yaakov over Esav, like Yitzchak over Yishmael. And what's beautiful about Ephraim and Menashe is that they both accept it and they still love each other. Right? There's no, I'm going to sell. There's no bad reaction recorded. They get it. Menashe is thrilled for Ephraim, that Ephraim's really going to make it. And Ephraim still loves Menashe. He's his brother. Right? It's not just that they're brothers who got along, but they're brothers who can appreciate each other's achievement, who can appreciate that not everybody is the same. Right? Some are meant for X and some are meant for Y. And that's okay. And we still love each other because we're family. There's no jealousy. There's no resentment. There's just familial love. That, right? To be able to understand that and appreciate that and live that, that's an unbelievable bracha, right? If you can pull that off, what a bracha that is. And maybe that's Yisimcha Elohim Ephraim and Menashe, right? Just like Vayasem, that Yaakov puts Ephraim first. That's an unbelievable bracha. With that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.